Hello everyone, I am Sayukta Saxena, Certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to my channel. And today's series is about string. Yeah, so this is a string special series wherein we will be exploring new string ideas. Generally, string is something that goes seamless or gets dissolved, lost in the finished tile. But this series is special because this series will be revolving around the string. So the string will be the highlight of our tile. So we'll explore different string ideas which have been given by different CZTs. A lot have been done on that already, but I'm sure you'll have something new to learn from my series also. So let's get started and explore the Islamic star first, right? So I'm going to be showing you both ways of drawing it. First is a very geometrical way, and probably another a freehand way, which is generally the recommended way to draw any string in Zentangle. So we will explore both the ways to draw the string and then draw a tile together, as we always do, right? So just in case you are not aware, it would be nice if you can keep a compass, pencil, general pencil, HB pencil, then a ruler, right? These things would be required as far as drawing the string geometrically is required, right? So it would be nice you can keep this handy apart from the rest of the regular tools. It would also be nice if you can have the Marcus Operandus released by the Zentangle headquarters, which is this Marcus. I'm talking about this Marcus, right? So you can always use this to mark your points in order to draw the string, right? So these are few extra stuff that you may require while following this series, right? So let's get started. I have a regular square tile in front of me, and what I'm going to do first is find the center point. So I'm just going to add a cross, right? Like this, light, and find the center, right? And then I'm going to use my compass and draw a circle, yeah, not touching the edges, a little away from the edges, right? So that's it about the compass. So we already have 4 points here, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So you can find out 4 more points by just adding straight lines here. Now that you have the center, so we have found out 8 points, right? So the same exercise you can do using your Marcus Operandus also, which will give you the 8 points around the circle, right? Now what I am going to do is draw 2 squares. First, like this. So taking reference from these points that we have found out, right? So this is the Islamic star that we are working on, and then I'm going to just draw another square using these 4 points. Right? So this much work is done. Now the only other thing that we have to do is to double line these, right? So what I'm going to do is add another aura here. So I'm just auraing the inner square first. The objective is to leave a small gap here, right? So this gap should be there, which is what will add to the look of the tangle. So I've auraed one square, and then I will aura the other one in the same way. Again, I am leaving a gap here, this small triangle, right? And the outline of our Islamic star is ready. Now we are going to ink it, right? So pick up your O1 or PN, whatever you are comfortable with, and we will follow the principle of up down, right? So first we'll pick up one square and start from one side like this. So if we go up here, then it has to be down from here, right? So here this line will show, right? So this line is showing. Now we will extend it here. Again take a turn. So since it was down here, it will go up here, right? So this line will not show, this line will show, right? Again, since it was up here, now we'll go down, so this line will show, and this will go from below, right? Bring it till here. Again, since we have gone down here, so we will go up here, so this line will go from under, so extend this like this. Again, since we have gone up here, it will go down here, so this line will show, and we will go under. Again, since we have gone under here, we will go over here, so this line will show, and we will go under as far as this line is concerned. Again, since we have gone over, this will go under, so this line will show, and this line will go over, and we connect the last, right? So this is how we draw our Islamic star using geometry. Yeah. So these small little spaces add a lot. It would be nice idea to ink it. Right? So let us draw our tile first, and we will now explore. Since we know the basics, we can now draw it freehand also. Basically, we are drawing double squares, then auraing them, and then using the principle of up down to create our star. Yes? So we will do that at the end of the session also. Try drawing it freehand, and it is as simple as drawing this geometrically. Yeah, I'm personally not in favor of using these tools, but we should be aware of drawing it both ways. That's why I am doing it. Yeah, so you may also use an eraser here, since you have so many pencil lines here, so you can always use an eraser and get rid of it. Yeah. So now that we have done that, let us now add something in the center. So what I'm going to do is first just erase the extra lines probably. So I have got rid of the extra lines in between. Yeah, so I'm now going to start with my center tangle. So I'm going to pick up a simple tangle called Ravel, right? So I have picked up my O1 now. I'm going to just add these S shapes like this, and probably take a cue from this line that is still showing. Yeah. So Ravel generally has these orbs both at the beginning and at the end. The ending orbs are somewhere under the lines, so I'm not drawing them. And then I'm going to add these orbs inside each of these sections, these S shapes. Yeah. So now that we have added those orbs, I'm just going to add close auras on both sides. like these. Right, so to start with, keep the number of auras constant, and then we can fill up the rest of the space. So I'm just adding 3 at a time now, and then we shall see if we want to add more. So many of the monuments in Europe have this Islamic star engraved, used. So it's a nice string. When combined with our Zentangle patterns, tangles, it turns out really nice. So why not use it? Yeah, after all, many of our Zentangle patterns are inspired from monuments and historical spaces, places, museums. Yeah, so done with that. Now if you want, you can extend the same thing, or you can add something else also, right? So let us extend it, but in a hybrid fashion. Right, so a little difference. So continuing with the same sequence of oraing, just like we draw the pattern hybrid. Yeah, so we are done with the center. Now I'm going to pick up my O1 brown. Yeah, or you can use your PN, whichever is more comfortably available, O1 brown or PN. So let us use our brown pen and add Muka in these borders. Yeah, so I'm just going to add Muka just like we draw elegant. Yeah, like this. So you can add any other pattern of your choice. Try adding Ruda, try adding any other pattern like Printums or simple orbs. There are a whole lot of patterns that you can try. Mukas come handy as well as border patterns, or for that matter any kind of spaces. They just fit in anywhere. Yeah, so continuing with my Mukas, filling up the space, the bands with Muka in different forms. Sometimes I add sprouts, sometimes like elegant, sometimes like traditional Muka. Yeah, real fun. So we are done with that, right? So now let us add an outline with my black. I'm going to aura it. slowly. So we are done with that. Now in the rest of the spaces, it is entirely up to us. What do we want to do? So let us use the latest embossing technique that Maria came up with in the latest project pack, right? So what I'm going to do is place something under, yeah, and then I'm going to use my scoring tool, which is this tool. Sorry, I forgot to mention that you can keep this also handy, just in case you don't have it. You can use some other tool, right? Probably some sharp anything sharp, I think Maria has recommended few more things in the video also. So this is what I'm going to use and draw some probably moon pies or printums. Let us see. Yeah, a mix. I'll start with printums. So I'm just going to press it hard and draw some printums. I'm not sure if it is very visible on video. Yeah, I think it is. So I'm just going to draw these printums using this tool. I had this tool already with me. It is commonly used for dot mandalas also. So just in case you don't have it, just grab one, or you can use any other sharp thing to create these embossing or impression on the paper. So I'm going slow and I'm keeping it simple. I've just picked up the pattern printums for embossing, right? And I'm going to go on like this. Yeah, almost finishing here, continuing with the same exercise. So as far as this background is concerned, you can always add colors. Yeah, so you can, instead of using your gray pencil, use a chalk pencil and then blend it. That will also look nice. Yeah, so I have done that exercise. Now let us move on to shading. So I'm just going to add some thick graphite here inside. So you can also add some gray watercolor. We'll see that if you want to do that. What more exercise that you can do is add an aura in the inner hexagon and then draw your tangle. Yeah, so that is also one thing. So your border is separate from your inner tangling, but since the lines are pretty prominent here, I didn't feel the need to, but you can do that. Yeah, especially if the inside is a complex tangle, it would be nice to separate it from the border. So we have done that. Now I'm going to add some on the outer aura. So the string is the highlight in this tile. As you can see, it is standing out distinctly, and that's the beauty of the string. It makes itself the highlight. It is not getting lost in tangling. Yeah, and then we have to add some graphite on both sides of this border that we drew. Not much, just a touch, so that it doesn't go gray. Yeah, and the outer one. So just like we shade borders, we are going to shade these bands also. Yeah, so now I'll pick up my blending stump and just blend. Pull it towards the center without covering the entire center, because we want to highlight the center. Yeah, and then we'll just with a light hand blend both sides of our borders without covering the center white. So just go with a soft touch and just add that darkness to the ends of your border. Yeah, so we'll do the same exercise on the other strand or band also. So we are done with that. I'm now going to blend this with a soft hand and take it to the ends also. A subtle background. The embossing looks fantastic. Even with colors, you can add chalk pencil, colored chalk pencil, and then blend it. Yeah. So if you want, you can add some more gray on the outline. I just want it subtle and just something embossed in the background, but not too visible. Yeah. So Printums is my go-to tangle, but you can always choose a tangle of your choice. There are so many for your background. Yeah. So let us now pick up our chalk pencil, highlight a few places. First is the center. Use another stump to just soften and get rid of the excess chalk. And then you can add a highlight at the center of these borders, like this. So this will show only when only your ends are dark, right? So you have to be careful that you don't turn the entire thing gray, and that's when the highlight will show and your borders will pop up. Yeah, if you want, you can add a little touch of gold in the center. And I don't think we need something else, but if you want, you can add a little darkness, a little more darkness to the edges here. So I'm using my watercolor pencil. Those who follow me regularly, I use it pretty often. So might want to keep it handy, a gray watercolor pencil, just to add that extra darkness to the edges so that the edges recede and the center pops up. Yeah, so I'm just going to, with a very light hand, just blend a little, not spread it too much. To add that extra darkness to the ends so they recede further and the center kind of pops up, the pillow effect. Yeah, that's it, we are done. So that's a simple Islamic star tile, yeah, that we did today. So I'll see you again, and hope you know what are the things that you would require. Probably you may need them again, so I would advise you to keep them handy. The compass, scale, probably a rubber, although it's not generally advised to use these, but they are little technical. Oh, I forgot one thing. I'll just show you how to draw it without a compass also, right? So another way to go about drawing is to first draw these two squares. So I have drawn one, right? And then freehand I am going to draw one more. Like this, right? And then what I did in the previous one also was just aura. So I'm going to just aura inside like this, just making sure that I have these spaces in between. Yeah, so that's what gives the effect of overlaps, to make sure you maintain this space. And then I'll add one more aura. So again, the up down approach is what you need to see here. So use your eraser to, get that right. Again, maintain that 4 triangle. Right? So once you are done with that, then you can see if this is going up, then erase this line. Then it would go down. So if it is going down, then you have to highlight this line and then erase this line. Right? So that's how you have to go about drawing it. Then, so we are following this one. So now it will go up. No, we started with this one, I'm sorry. So this is going up, then this is going down, then this will go up, right? So you have to erase this line. And then this will go down. So this line has to show and this line has to be erased. Right? And then it has gone down, so it will go up. So this line has to be erased. Right? So it is going up, so then it will go down. So if it is going down, then this line has to be erased. Right? And then when it is going down, next it will go up. So this line has to be erased. And we are done. So it is going up, now it will go down. So if it is going down, then this line has to be erased. Right? So that's how we can draw it with a free hand without any geometrical tools also. So what I did was drew two squares crossing each other, then added aura. Make sure you maintain these triangles when you add the second aura, and then again use the up down approach. Erase what the lines that you don't require and then just pen it. Yeah. So I'll see you again with another new string. Right? And till then, have a good time. Stay safe. Bye-bye.